President Trump delivered a nearly hour-long speech at the United Nations General Assembly in New York yesterday. At times, he was heavily critical of the UN and its member countries, even the building itself, talking about a number of issues like immigration and climate change.
Trump later made a surprising U-turn on the war between Ukraine and Russia. Sunrise's Trevor Shirley joins us with the highlights. Morning, Trevor.
Hey there. Good morning to both of you.
I think a lot of people were surprised to hear the president's change of tone on Ukraine because there was nothing to precede that suggesting a change was coming, and the Europeans, and mostly Ukraine, must have felt heartened.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this is something that the Europeans, at least, have been pushing him to kind of make a U-turn on since he came back into office. You know, it's really run the whole gamut from coming into office saying that things were going to be scaled back in terms of U.S. support of Ukraine, that big blow up in the White House with President Zelensky, and then all the way to yesterday when you had that sit down between the President Trump and President Zelensky, and then you have this Truth Social post an hour or so afterwards where you have seen this complete shift in policy. Now, does that mean this is going to last, or was this just the policy of the day that we've kind of come to expect with this White House?
So he talked about a number of issues. Guys, let's go ahead and play the soundbite on immigration if we can.
It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you, I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
Yeah, so not mincing words here, talking directly to UN member states, many of them U.S. allies, about their immigration policy.
Yeah, certainly, and you've seen immigration end up being a huge issue for Europe over the past few years, especially migrants coming to Europe from the Middle East. So it's certainly a challenge that Europe is dealing with as well. That's been a focal point of President Trump's return to office, is getting immigration down. So to me, it wasn't surprising that that was a focal point of what he was talking about yesterday.
It was interesting. I heard someone from the Heritage Foundation being interviewed by BBC yesterday, and he was talking about the fact he didn't think Trump was speaking to the European leaders when he was talking to immigration. He said the president was talking to the people. And, light bulbs went up over my head, because when you think back to the first term and Steve Bannon going over to Europe to try to really sell conservative values, and that's had a lot of traction among the people.
Yeah, certainly. And you see a voter base in Europe right now that is leaning more towards maybe not necessarily an anti-immigration stance, but certainly there's a displeasure that is being shown country after country with the status of immigration within the European Union.
Yeah.
The president also called climate change a con job. We know that he also said recognizing the Palestinian state, which France, the UK, Canada, Australia have done, is a gift to Hamas. So some really heady topics. But there was a little bit of levity at the UN General Assembly. Tell us about the escalator incident.
Yeah, they're looking into it. For some reason, the escalator wasn't working, and then his teleprompter wasn't working. So he made reference to that during his speech, saying that that's all he got from the UN was a broken elevator and a broken teleprompter.
I'm only smiling because escalators have played an important role for President Trump. So
they have.
This is the second time.
And of course, we're looking forward to what President Zelensky ultimately says today as well.
Yeah, we're expecting to hear from him at some point today, too.
All right, Trevor, we appreciate the insight as always. Thanks so much.